is there still a sabbatical rest? Therefore there remains a Sabbath rest for the people of God. The term subtract comes from apoleipō, which means to have something still. Thus, Hebrews says that there is still a Sabbath of rest for the people of God. Now, in view of this, let us diligently seek to enter into that rest, lest anyone fall into the same example of disobedience. So let him who enters into this rest diligently, lest he fall into disobedience. So man must seek this remaining sabbatical rest, which is quoted. For in a certain place he said thus of the seventh day, and God rested on the seventh day of all his works. And God blessed the seventh day, and hallowed it, and it came to pass, that the Lord God was with him, because he rested from all his work that he had created and made. And so, give us some advice. For he who has entered into the rest of God, he also has rested from his works, as God has from his own. Therefore, every seventh day we must rest from our works, as God rested from his own, and did not die, but alive is for eternity. So let us rest from our deeds as God did, and live without disobedience. For he who does not enter into his rest runs the risk of falling into disobedience. But because it is written, therefore there remains a Sabbath rest for the people of God. The word subtract is exemplified as a box of polka dots in which the polka dots are being removed, until one remains. Then there's a ball or a sabbatical rest. But where's this sabbatical rest left? And Hebrews quotes, for in a certain place said he thus of the seventh day, and God rested on the seventh day of all his works. This is the rest that remains for the people of God. The rest related to creation. God's example in sanctifying and blessing the seventh day. He was the only Sabbath rest, but with the Hebrews came various Sabbath homes from the ordinances, and after the ordinances there was rest that had not come from the ordinances. The Sabbath rest quoted in Hebrews 4:4. God blessed the seventh day, and hallowed it, for in it he rested from all his work which he had created and made. This is the Sabbath rest left for the people of God. And the people of God rest, in the rest sabbatical rest. For so it is written, for we who have believed are entering into rest. Then those who believe enter into the rest sabbatical, by faith, and by the good news. For of all the ceremonial Sabbaths there is a Sabbath that goes beyond the ceremonial, for the verse says, therefore there remaineth a Sabbath rest for the people of God.